just some housekeeping items. We are recording this and we'll be posting this to Facebook. Um, as professionals, I would appreciate it if we can keep everything professional. We've never had a problem before, so there's no reason we should now. But if we can keep from doing anything that's discriminatory or that is against ethics or codes in different jurisdictions, that would be great. Also, if you have questions, please put it into chat. If you do not want to be in public, you will have to let me know so that I can make sure that if you ask a question or anything, I don't mention your name. If you don't want to be on video, please shut your video down. Otherwise, we are about to get started. And if everybody's ready, I am going to introduce Steve from Hauska, who is going to start us off. I am going to back off. They're going to share their screen, and this will be an interactive webinar. So be prepared. Hopefully, you have your second screen up and the ability to bring up the Hauska app. And I would love to see anything that you produce today posted on the residential design group. I think that would be amazing.
That would be
So
awesome.
without further ado, Steve, take it away.
Awesome. Thanks, Dennis. And thank you very much for the Facebook Residential Design Professionals for hosting us here today. So I am with Hauska AI, and with me today are two of my co-founders, Nick Smith. He is our CEO and a 21-year industry veteran in the residential design and build space. We have Sam Ozunian. He is our CTO. He has spent the last 6 years in the cybersecurity and Web3 tech space. Web3 tech being things like AI, blockchain, and other advanced technologies. And we have several of our associates here. We have Shacy and Carlos and Gandhi. I want to thank you guys for also joining us today. We're not sure what questions everybody may have, so hopefully we're prepared. We've got the full crew. So let's click through to our next slide, please, Shacy. Awesome. So here's our mission. As we look at entering this space and applying technology into the residential design and build space, we're looking to empower design professionals with AI. And there is a lot of fear across really all creatives and really many people about what the impacts and potential upsides and downsides of AI are. So we just want to assure everyone on this group, we're looking to empower design professionals with AI, and we're not building AI to replace design professionals. We're not looking to train AI large language models or physics engines to replace the design process. We're looking to augment the process, help automate and enhance your workflows, and make you more productive and effective with your clients. Next slide. So there's a question from the audience. So the Hauska app, you can find us at hauska.ai, and our app will run just fine on either a desktop or mobile device. So here's the problem that we're addressing right now. And it's clear to me, the more designers that I talk to, there is a love-hate relationship with rendering and visualizations. You sort of, the connection with your client around what the build is going to look like, what the end product is going to look like, is enhanced dramatically with an appropriate render or visualization, and ideally a very appealing. At the same time, nobody really wants to pay for these things, and there's a lot of lost time. We calculate over 1 billion unpaid hours annually to rendering and client acquisition. right? Which is very painful for the design community and the remodel community. So that is directly in the crosshairs of what we're looking at. And right, we're looking to transform those hours of rendering and client acquisition tasks into, what was once potentially hours, days, weeks, right? We want to reduce that into, the actual rendering seconds, right? Just the workflow associated with getting a design into a tool and getting a transformation. We want to get that into minutes. And we want to return the valuable unpaid time to the industry professionals and frankly put you in the driver's seat. There are many design professionals who also outsource rendering because it is a very time consuming and painful process. And that usually takes days. And sometimes those renders come back in a state that don't really reflect your style or you feel like are inappropriate to share with the customer. So beyond the increase in productivity, we'd like to put you all in the driver's seat so you can control the style and the timing associated with your renders. So in addressing the opportunity, we're looking to start providing a complete platform. And over time, we are going to look to address multiple aspects of your design build workflow and look for ways to dramatically increase productivity and effectiveness and collaboration with your clients. So we are grouping these into several categories, we call them design, protect, exchange. And we are working initially on as you guys might already start be seeing, stunning photorealistic visualizations in seconds. So again, focused on the rendering process as the primary application. In Protect, we're working in really two areas. The first one is, again, as we said before, we would like to adjust and alter and protect your plans and your renders from AI learning unless you choose to allow that. So that will dramatically make, I'll call it bad actors in the AI world from using your creativity to train their tools to either mimic your style or basically eliminate designers. So that's the one area we're working on initially. And then as part of our platform, we're providing secure document storage in a new way that's different than just like a typical Dropbox or Google Drive. We will be using decentralized storage technology, and that will provide a very high degree of reliability. And in addition, it will provide access to your files independent from any one provider. So when we have this sort of dialed in here in the next couple of months, we'll give you any of the files that you store in our cloud, in our Hauska drive. You'll be able to access those independently of our tool or anybody else's tool, so that you can rest assured with confidence that over time, you will maintain the security, privacy, and availability of those files. And then on the exchange side, initially, a lot of designers report that they have a desire to showcase their work. So they have aspirations to build out a website or extend their website to be able to show sort of both their plans and maybe renders and after work that have been done with that. We certainly want to enable that. And then, of course, the opportunity to provide your plans on a marketplace so that you can gain passive income. So these are the areas that we're focusing on, working on right now. We hope over the coming months and years to, again, dramatically extend our efforts to address more of the workflow and enhance designer and productivity, and really also into the build process. There's a lot of ways that we can go. So So moving on, I'm going to pass the mantle over to Nick. Nick is going to introduce our very first product bundle, Design Pro.
Thanks, Steve. So yeah, this product bundle has been a long time coming, and we're super stoked to finally be able to provide it to people, and we're very encouraged by the feedback. So we've been in beta mode for a little over a month, well, about a month. However, we've been testing different AI models and working on this for actually about a year today. Literally a year today is when I really started putting the pedal down to get this done, and that's when I crossed paths with Sam, and and we've been creating ever since. So it's very cool, and it was a unique coincidence that I think is pretty neat. So we're going to release it April 1st or April 4th. Right now, you can go on, you can log on, you can register, you can try for free. And what this does, it gives you the ability to, as Steve alluded to, render things in seconds. And that's really what we were after, was something that's useful to designers. And I think that's really our value proposition. Is I draw houses every day, right? And we just started one this morning, another one. And so it, our product is coming from a place of experience and a place of, it's just very personal to me to make sure that this stuff works the way it's supposed to. Um, and so, the biggest uh, challenge, I guess, that we've had over the course of the last year was containing AI and get it to do what you want it to do. Because, naturally it just wants to think and create and do stuff. And, there's other apps out there that do that kind of stuff. We're the only people offering something that almost 100% line accuracy, that we will eventually plug into all of the drafting platforms and all that kind of stuff. And so that's the biggest difference between us and other people. And you can, prompt it to get the outputs that you want. And we're still working through that. There's going to be, as we'll talk about later, is kind of our roadmap items. But what we have now, we feel is definitely worth its weight and can save a lot of time out of your workflow. And so that's why we feel like now, we can finally give it to everybody. So, and then, this started with trying to use decentralized technology to sell house plans, right? But then once generative AI came on, it was like, okay, that's how we build an audience, and we will plug in the decentralized storage on the back end, and just make it a unique workflow. So that's what the first product bundle is a specific use AI tool with storage attached to it. So from here, what we'll do is we have a pre-recorded kind of product walkthrough. It's just a couple minutes long. We'll watch that, and then we'll keep going. And from there, we would like everything to be interactive. So there you go, Shacey.
Welcome to Hauska, your hub for streamlined rendering services. Today, we're here to guide you through our intuitive design tool, Design Pro. Let's kick off by accessing our website. Type hauska.ai into your search bar, and you'll land on our homepage. Click the Get Started button to enter our application. Sign up by providing your phone number and authenticate via the code sent to your phone. Now, let's dive into Design Pro, where you'll discover a multitude of interior and exterior rendering possibilities. Step 1 allows you to specify whether you are uploading an interior or exterior view. Step 2 invites you to upload your desired elevation view or photo from your device. Hauska supports .svg, .png, .jpg, or GIF files. Next, explore a curated selection of styles in Step 3, choosing the aesthetic that resonates with your vision. In Step 4, personalize your design further, adding customizations to refine your vision. In customization, you can enter color choices, exterior finishes, landscaping elements. The possibilities are extensive. Click Render, and within minutes, your photorealistic rendering will pop up. If you are satisfied with the image, download your creation to your Hauska drive with a simple click. Access your renders easily through your Drive folder by clicking Protect on the left. Once you select Protect, a drop-down will appear. Click on Drive to access your downloaded renderings. In the rendering folder, you can see your latest rendering as well as others you have downloaded in the past. You can directly download them here onto your device by clicking on the 3 dots within the file preview and then clicking Download. The download will show in your web browser bar as well as your recent downloads folder. Remember to grant permissions for seamless downloads, ensuring your creations are readily available. Now that I've taken you through an exterior rendering and how to access it in Drive, let's explore the versatility of Design Pro with an interior elevation. Select Interior and upload your desired interior elevation view. In Step 4, select the room type you have uploaded. Choose your preferred style, perhaps modern, and delve into customization in Step 5. Experiment with various elements like cabinets, floors, and backdrops to curate your ideal space. Witness your design evolve in real time, and if you want to try something different, simply edit your customizations and hit Render again. You'll see here, I wanted to view the kitchen with blue cabinets instead of green. Feel free to explore different perspectives and design variations effortlessly. With Design Pro, the possibilities are endless. Transform your projects with creativity and ease. Hauska, where creativity meets innovation. Start your design journey today.
All right, thank you guys. Now that we've kind of given you that quick video demonstration I put together here yesterday, I'm gonna open up a new screen here, and we're just gonna be working through a live demonstration. During this, we invite you guys to put any questions in the chat. You can raise your hand, however you want to come forward, please do. I also would love to get suggestions for prompting here. So you'll see I'm going to open up the Hauska app now. And I'm just going to start throwing in some renderings. If you have any suggestions for customizations or your theme, please let me know, and the team is here to answer questions that you might.
Do you need to share a different screen? We still see the last slide.
Give me one moment.
Yeah, sure. Go back to. So anyway, while they're getting that going, this part, is we would really just like to be interactive. We're gonna just, like she said, just run through renderings, try out the tool, give you, different use cases for it. But I would really like to hear if anyone's used the tool, what kind of experience you had, and just as interactive as possible would be nice. So let's see.
All right, am I up here now?
What's that? There we go.
Can
Yeah.
you guys see the Hauska app now? Awesome.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna put in exterior elevation here. So I'm gonna click exterior. Does anyone have any suggestions for customizations?
No,
I'm
try
gonna
white
go
siding.
for rustic.
Stone veneer.
Okay, maybe some a beach.
Ted, good question. Any way to
Area.
save prompts? Uh, I mean, the closest thing we're doing to that, Ted, right now, that's on the roadmap is something called style lock. And so eventually, we'll get to the point where you can lock in a style, you find something you like, you lock it in, and you'll be able to do batch uploads of you know various elevation views, interior, exterior, things like that. But that's interesting, a way to save the prompt.
Sorry, Steve, I didn't see your golden hour suggestion there before I hit render.
What's golden hour?
Golden
So some
hour?
so sometimes you get stuff like this, and this is just the nature of AI, what we're doing. Um, I mean, this looks like, it's kind of Pixar-ish, but when you get um, something that it really doesn't know what to do with, it'll oftentimes give you something like this.
Well, what we've noticed is inputting a specific type of exterior, for example, putting in something like stone veneer. If you just write in stone exterior, and in your elevation, you have the texture of stone, it'll write in that texture stone. It'll put that into the render. So you don't have to, or for example, board and batten, you don't necessarily have to indicate that it's a board and batten exterior. You could just say, if you want white exterior or white siding for that board and batten, you can say white exterior instead of what's it called? Explaining that it's a white board and batten. Another thing that I've noticed is by saying if you want like a certain type of shingle or something along those lines, you don't have to specify that you want a white shingle. You can just say white exterior and it'll pick that up and apply that to your shingles. So if you give it the direction in your elevation view for a certain texture, it will replicate that with just a simple prompt like white siding.
I'm just gonna hit render again and see if it'll give me something slightly different. All right.
Casey, use some of those images that I sent over this morning. Yeah, it does what I've noticed is it does like to do cartoonish looking things on more sketchy items, that have more of an artistic flair, like when you put it in, as opposed to something that's really just drafted and just hard, crisp lines. It seems to really like it better.
All right, I'm starting with white stucco siding. Any other suggestions here for a residential render?
Can you add I'm curious to see what different styles of roofing it can do. I don't know, like a tile roof or
Yeah, we can try.
shake shingles versus asphalt.
Yeah. All right, let's do this one in a suburban setting.
While
Try it
you're
out.
doing that, I've been trying to use it as you all have been talking here. I haven't been able to drag and drop files into step 2. I can only click and upload that way. Is there a setting I'm missing?
Essentially, I'll look into it right now and get back to you in a second.
Okay. And then also, I've been trying to render an interior sketch for the last like 2 minutes now, and it's still just rendering the project.
Is it a hand sketch, or what kind of sketch is it?
It's a line drawing sketch from my software.
Is it a 2D elevation view?
No, it's a 3D
Okay.
perspective view.
Well, let's see how it goes. What I've noticed is with the 2D interior views, it typically wants to, it has a hard time picking up the depth. And so that's something we're working on. Another thing to note right here, like, so the prompts were white stucco siding and shake shingles, shake roofing, suburban setting. I got the suburban setting. But what I've noticed, because we were going for accuracy, right, on line recognition, that if you look at the input photo, it has the lap siding on the garage and the board and batten on the main home, and that's what it's going to stick with. So even if it's trying to apply stucco textures beyond the sidings that are there, that it might be doing that, but it's going to recognize whatever siding you have on the house, which is really the purpose of it. It was just we want to be able to software, exactly what you drew and get an accurate representation of what the model is. So there is some of that as well. Like I would think that if you wanted to show tile on the roof, your drawing would need to show the tile.
Yeah,
so it could pick it up.
if it's not drawn in, like Nick was saying, it's very, very sensitive to any sort of line in the image. So for example, leaving the roof blank, it'll just kind of fill in what it thinks is best. But because it's so sensitive to lines, it'll just think that's like a flat siding, or it typically will fill in like what you see here. If you want a specific type of roofing style, or for example, shake, it's best to draw in those lines, and it'll recognize those lines and fill in the shake for you.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I just edited the custom here and typed in light blue batten siding just to switch it up a little bit and see a variation.
So do you find you're using this more as like inspiration for yourself in design, or actually presenting renderings to clients? As I'm doing some of this, like it's adding a lot of like one exterior I uploaded and did several renderings. It wanted to add some foundation, like a walkout basement, and I'm like, no, that's not the intention. Like, remove the basement,
Yeah.
it's adding like garage doors on facades that, no, I wasn't intending that, so
Which model are you using? Remodel or Design Pro?
Design Pro.
Okay, interesting. So Design Pro is the intended use is to be accurate renderings that you can, use in your workflow. And so that is, so, and it's not, still working with something that's trying to think. And that's been the most difficult part. The analogy I use is like, I have felt like over the last year that it has been like teaching kindergartners or something. It's like everybody wants to just throw their input in, and so it's been really hard to wrangle that in and get it to do exactly what you want it to do. But I think we're getting closer. We're about 95% of the way there.
Another big component that we're going to be releasing is being able to turn up and down the accuracy. So depending on the drawing that you're putting in, certain drawings will require more accuracy or less accuracy depending on what you're trying to achieve. So being able to turn that up, for example, if it's adding elements that you don't want, you need to turn up that line accuracy so it's more cognizant of the lines that you have in your image. Or for example, if it's adhering too much and not getting creative, it's not adding trees in the background, or it's not adding the mountains that you want, you can turn down that accuracy so it'll pay less attention to the lines and get a little bit more creative in its rendering. So right now we just kind of have it in a happy medium, but as we add that capability, the problems that you're experiencing, you'll be able to tune that out with that accuracy scale.
Real quick, I noticed with AutoCAD, I have a 2D front elevation. I took it out of the drawing frame and made my PNG out of it. And I noticed the tighter I make it, the more accurate the house gets. When I had too big of a frame around the house, it added a bunch of stuff to the house. So I don't know if it's trying to pick up other stuff, and that may be part of the problem some people are running into. If you zoom in more, like the frame on the house you're showing right now is kind of tight. I don't know if it's trying to pick up something else the program thought it had, something like that.
Right. Proportions that you have in the image that you use are also really important, going off of what Ted was saying. So the more zoomed in you are to the elevation view, the less it's going to add. So adjusting and editing the image so that the house is the focal point, and kind of getting closer in to the house. The farther away you are, the more elements it's going to add to try and fill space. And you can get some weirdness. So with the example of the basement that you were getting, if you get closer into the foundation of the house, it'll or if you add in lines explaining where the ground is in relation to the house, it won't try and fill in that space underneath with other elements. So it is kind of nuanced. As we build on the tool, it'll get a lot better at recognizing the different focal points of the house and where your focus is on the image.
Starting a new exterior rendering here. I don't know if you guys can see the line drawing very well on the left, but I was thinking stone exterior accent walls because as you can see in the elevation view, there are some stone exterior accent walls here, so that'll just further guide it to fill those in correctly. White stucco walls, black trim in a city setting. If you guys want anything else in there, I'll look at the chat for about 10-15 seconds for a second. All right, I'm gonna go with this. Oh, add people.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Let's try it. People. I gotta say, I have never tried adding human figures into one of these, so this will be fun to see what it does. I also apologize. I've been having some network problems on my computer this morning, so some of these rendering times might be a little bit behind. All right, it did not want to do the people.
Yeah, we didn't train it on extra objects like people or cars, for example. You'd have to draw that in. But on the creativity side, we focus primarily just on houses and generating houses. So with things like people, that'll be kind of a feature add if it's needed, to kind of add to the ambiance of your render.
Yeah, like on this, I wouldn't even do electrical layout because it's not, it's I don't do it usually on this. Those people requested it, so they paid for it. So that's why it was on that plan.
Okay, whoever was just speaking
You
about
don't
the
need, yeah, you don't need it. The
if you're speaking
electrician will
about an
go over it.
electrical
And I
plan,
tell
could you
most
please mute
people
yourself?
what you would have to pay me to do an electrical plan. You could
Got it.
Money.
All right. It
Okay.
didn't quite give me the city background I was hoping for, so I'm just gonna try real quick adding in bustling city and see if it will add some more city lights.
Yeah. And things like a city or even sometimes with mountains, things in the background, those are also things that you have to draw in because it's so sensitive to just the house and the lines in the house. If you want to have a city, you'd have to draw some buildings in the background for it to kind of go off of in terms of the lines. As we get that accuracy scale, you'll be able to turn that down. Like I mentioned before, and then it'll get a lot more creative in drawing a city into the background of the house. And Shacey, if you wouldn't mind just refreshing your screen. So we just experienced a ton of probably 4 or 5 different renders and people jumping on at once. So we had our server, I had to boost it up a little bit to handle the new load. So you should be getting some faster response times now.
Do that same picture, Shacey, and just put in desert setting. See what happens. Have to go to exterior.
Anything else in there?
No, just go to exterior.
Says desert setting.
Mm-hmm. What I found might, as I've used it, is it's almost like a progressive thing. And we can bring up some other images next that are already colored, like actual photograph, and just tell it to put on gray siding or this or that. The other, because you would be able to take, what I'm trying to say is I've had good luck in doing it in iterations. So that one didn't do too well. Go down on step 3 and try a different, try like rustic. See what happens. But sometimes I'll do the rendering, I'll download it, and then I'll upload it into step 2, and start refining from there. And it seems to work well.
Mm-hmm.
A little better. Try an interior.
Another important thing to note with custom prompting, and I see this a lot with people that I help out in the Discord, it doesn't recognize verbs. So trying to explain to it, apply this siding to this part of the house, or don't apply wood to the house, or don't apply stucco to the house. It's not going to recognize that action verb. What we'll be doing if you don't want to apply something is have an edit feature, which will allow you to highlight an area where it changed it in a fashion that you don't want, and be able to change the color or change the output to something more desirable, and just highlight a specific area. Another important thing is if you, like, for example, if you don't want wood, we'll be adding in a negative prompt feature that will allow you to specify the things that you don't want to see in your finished render. So for example, if it keeps on returning you wood and you really don't want to see wood in that elevation view, we'll have that negative prompt where you'll be able to put in just the word wood, and it won't include wood in your returned image.
Tim, to your question, line drawing versus colored rendering, it's different. What I find is that if you put in a color rendering, you can get specific and just say swap out gray siding. It does really well. Line drawing is going to be a little more creative initially because you're giving it more room to create.
So I'm trying some line drawings and color renderings, submitting it of the same project, and I gotta say it's really coming up with some weird stuff. I tell it black board and batten siding, and it's got some black, some white, some horizontal wood lap siding, roof roof, it's adding roof planes all over the place.
Can you drop your, I wonder, can you drop that in the chat? Are you able to? I'd be interested to bring it up.
Like download the renderings or?
No, your base file.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, we can look at the base file and maybe determine if there's things that could be changed to help the artificial intelligence model recognize it. Oh yeah, it looks like you can have the. Oh, okay. So looking at the base file that you have, there's not a lot of structure in terms of the overall, what's it called? Textures. So for example, if you want it to be a lot more specific with what it uses, drawing in some textures around the walls. So for example, if you want like a board and batten siding, drawing in a board and batten texture, and it'll recognize that aspect. Leaving it blank like this, it has a lot more room for creativity, and it tries to fill in the blanks. And if you give it that freedom to fill in the blanks, it'll kind of go haywire. It'll go and give it extra walls or give it some extra textures that you maybe don't want. So a good example for what you do want, let me just add a file here. A second.
I wish my kitchen looked that good.
Right? Love it. I'm gonna try to add some green in there.
One second, just example for you.
Dennis, you made that rendering during the event?
Yes, it
AIVD
came out
conference?
during the event. I'm actually getting ready to post what it started with. And prompts, I have to admit that I don't remember all of the prompts. I do know that I told it to do Twilight, which I've been having issues with that. I told it to do I don't remember what my background was. That's the problem. I think I did tell it I wanted luxury or no, high end landscaping. I wanted what else was it? I think I told it stone veneer, and since I showed stone veneer, it actually pulled it. And I told it I wanted it a charcoal roof, charcoal asphalt shingles, and twilight. And this is what it came up with. I can't get it to be. Oh, and I also put lights, uh, uh, lights on the exterior, and this is what it came up with, which I didn't think was too bad. It came close to what the original was, as far as everything goes. It left the breezeway. It closed in the breezeway where I had it
Mm-hmm.
open, but other than that, it really didn't do too bad.
Kim, do you have a black and white version of this that doesn't have the solid colors? I'm messing with it on my end. It's interesting. It's a cool house. I like it.
Larry, that'll work. That'll work great. So it'll recognize the different textures as well as the trees that you provided and all of that to give a rendering. It might get a little bit confused with the trees that are covering the house and what to do about those lines, but I think overall it'll do a good job. So if you remove the two trees, it'll do a great job of recognizing the entire structure of the house.
Oh,
You
this one
should have
looks
seen what
interesting.
Ted Hake got done on his kitchen at the AIBD when he put in the prompts from his stuff. That was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, I think we're coming up on time. We had a couple more slides to get through.
All right, I'll stop sharing this screen here.
And Larry, I'm gonna do your render and I'll drop it back into the chat. Oh, and Tim, does that answer your question around the elevation view that you were using and how to get a more accurate response out of the artificial intelligence?
Yeah, it doesn't answer why it's adding a bunch of roof planes, weird, crazy roof planes. But
Yeah. If you don't specify textures and get really granular with what you want to show up on the house, it'll get really creative in trying to fill in those blanks. So because there's just white space there, it doesn't recognize where the different planes of the roof. And that's where you can get some weird walls and stuff like that. So if you add more texture, it'll have a better comprehensive view of the overall house.
so adding texture to the roof planes as well.
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha. Because like one of them, it did like this big, almost UFO hip roof on top of the whole thing with a cupola, and I was like, wait, what? That's
Yeah, definitely. It's like herding cats initially. The idea is the more time that we spend with it and the more time we spend training it, it'll be more like training a dog instead of trying to walk a cat.
Gotcha.
I'm always willing to jump on if you guys want to join our Discord as well and work with you one-on-one to come up with a rendering that works for you.
I've got to jump for my next meeting, but thanks, guys.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let me take it from here. We've just got a couple of quick things to run to. We wanted to let you guys know, and Sam mentioned this, we have a few very high priority product development items. One is enabling multiple elevation views using the same style. So that's what we're calling style lock-in and batch. That way you can get the same style, obviously, from multiple elevations of the same effort. And then certainly dynamic edit. So we mentioned if the generation comes up with items that you didn't want or wanted to add, dynamic edit will allow on-screen editing of your generated render to further control the design of each one of those, and then design tool integration so that you can start doing renderings directly from your design tool and enhance your workflow. So, and we have a lot of little ones. There were a couple of ideas that came in off of today's session, and I think those were great. So we'll include those into our list as well, and really work with our community to prioritize where we are spending our R&D effort. So let's move on to the next slide. I know we're just about out of time here, and this is the last one. So next steps, our product still is in beta. You guys noticed there were a couple of issues during the demo. Always incredibly dangerous to do live demonstrations of software. That's notoriously exactly when issues arise. But we're still in beta. We plan to have these done very soon. As Sam said, if you're using it, join our Discord. You'll see that little button on the bottom left. It looks like maybe a little alien. That's how you join our Discord. Feel free to ask questions, provide feedback. We love that. On April 4th, all of the accounts that you guys already have, we call these beta accounts, those will be transitioned into our actual product and freemium subscriptions, same login credentials, so you can continue using it at that time. Any of the work that you use or downloads that you put into Hauska Drive will be saved and transitioned. And then we will be providing discounts to basically everybody that has helped us get to where we're at today. That includes the AIBD, all of our beta testers, hugely valuable. We want to say thank you. And the whole residential home designer Facebook group and Dennis and his crew, right? We want to thank this group and so a discount into signing up will also be available. We're still under construction of working our pricing, so we can't share that at the moment. And then we will be back with the Residential Home Designer Facebook group next Tuesday to do AI training. We will get a post up for that shortly after this webinar. And the purpose will be mostly to go through AI tools many designers are finding useful in their workflow. And it will be a combination of hands-on training and Q&A. And we can also further cover prompts training for our own product. And we'll be looking to start doing this either weekly or bi-weekly. So right, we want to continue to invest in the community and, you know, provide productivity across all your workflows and hopefully help in the transition as the technology changes. So I know we're about out of time. That's what we have today. Dennis, is now a good time to wrap up?
If you don't have anything else, sure. We found that the hour to an hour and 15 minutes is pretty much that's the sweet spot.
Awesome.
And I am trying to get my here we go. Trying to get my computer to work. Sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to say that I appreciate it that you're giving the residential design group the discount like that and doing the Facebook lives. We'll settle on a time with that as we go. And I want everybody to know that that doesn't just include the Hauska AI app. They've been very generous in offering to help with all the AI things that we can use, trying to help us to understand and learn how that can work into our workflow. They're pretty much the leaders of AI in our areas, and especially in our group. And so they've been very generous in sharing that. They'll spend some of their time helping us. So I just wanted to make sure that was known. Nick, Steve, Shacy, Sam, and Carlos, I appreciate it. I really do appreciate you guys taking the time to do this. This is actually this is our third webinar.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it gets better each time. So, you know, when you get that one up and going and then you start a new beta, we'll have to do another.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we look forward to doing that and getting the feedback, and appreciate your comments. And if they keep getting better, I guess we're just going to have to keep doing them till they're awesome.
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
So was there anything else that you guys wanted to touch on or share?
It was great meeting Oz and Nick and Sam and everybody at the AIBD convention.
Definitely. Thanks, Ted. You too.
Likewise.
And I'm a non-computer person, and this program seems to work great for me. So I like it.
Love
Thank
hearing
you.
that. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ted.
And just so everybody knows, Ted is also on Discord as a non-computer person. So it's easy to get on there and do. I just wanted to throw that one out.
Yeah, if you got questions about AIBD, get a hold of Dennis or myself. Be happy to help you.
Nick, anything to take us out with?
I don't know. I guess we could come up with something to say. Appreciate the appreciate the opportunity.
We look forward to seeing everybody in Discord and using our product, and appreciate your interest in Hauska today.
Perfect. Yes. Well said.
Awesome.
Thanks, Dennis.
Right. Thank you.
Thanks,
all right,
guys.
Everyone, we appreciate you coming on. This has been recorded and will be up probably within the next few days to rewatch, which will be great because then you can keep going through it and find different things. Everybody have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of the week.
All right,
See you later.
Bye.
Cheers.